A 70s Cirio Santiago film with John Carradine as a vampire pimp? Oh, this is gonna be good. Vampire Hookers is a 1978 comedy horror film from director Cirio H. Santiago. The movie opens with John Carradine delivering some poetry.
That when men I crushed to my dreaded heart, or to their mumbling kisses bear my bust.
Okay, so who is he talking to? The audience? Two sailors, Tom and Terry, are out on shore leave in the Philippines. I'm starting to think that their voices were dubbed in post.
Nope. You know, that old salt's looking out for us. That is? Somebody has to. Huh?
They run into their chief, who's on his way to a good time. The duo go looking for love in several wrong places. The sailors have about as much game as I did when I was 15. They pass the canned food and cigarette store. Terry gets talked into eating a duck.
Yeah, right. Quack, quack,
What exactly did he think it was? He's eating something that was inside of an egg. I was thinking it was a chicken. They head to a club to get drunk. Shaggy is tearing it up back there. Terry goes to the bathroom and discovers the women here have a little something extra. He tells Tom, and they get chased out. They decide that since they aren't having any luck finding it for free, they might as well pay for it.
Want a date?
Whenever I hear that, all I can think of is this.
Want a date?
The girls aren't hookers, though. They're just a lure to bring in horny idiots to get robbed. Thankfully, they get saved by the chief. His music sounds like it's from Paperboy. They head to the San Francisco bar to drink away the pain. Just then in walks Cherish, who immediately gets their attention.
Boy, if you get me a girl like that.
What's it worth to you?
Everything I got.
Put it on the table.
No, don't put your penis on the table! The driver introduces the chief to Cherish. She seems very excited. Terry and Tom are mad, so they start a bar brawl. Then Max gets thrown out of a window. I feel better now. How about you? Who wants a delicious hot dog and sardine sandwich? Cherish tells the chief where they're going.
You mean we're gonna do it in a cemetery?
She convinces him that yes, they'll be doing it in a cemetery. She leads him out of the cab and into a ghost music video. Cherish shows him the super secret entrance to her underground lair. He's hesitant about going, but the power of horny wins. I'm thinking this concrete slab is just painted styrofoam. Reed is pouring himself a refreshing glass of V8. He's interrupted by Pavo, his human servant. He tells him Cherish has brought home dinner. Cherish changes into something that I can't show you. It's essentially saran wrap. The chief says the words every woman wants to hear.
Why don't we just do it and let me get the hell out of here, okay?
Smooth. They get interrupted by Reed and the other vampires. He gets taken out pretty easily. The next day, Terry and Tom are sad they struck out. Reed is pontificating again, and wait, what's wrong with his hands? I never noticed it before, but does John Carradine have the gout? It's gotta be. Really sad, actually. Reed's harem is chatting, and he tells them repeatedly to go to bed.
Go to bed. Go to bed. Go to bed.
As the father of a 7-year-old, I feel this. Pavo wants to be a vampire, so he goes to his makeshift coffin. Get it? He's dumb. Once he's inside, I'm not entirely sure what he's doing. Is he huffing his own farts? Terry and Tom go searching for the chief. They ask around town, but don't have much luck. These are about the wimpiest sailors I've ever seen. They pass by a bar, and they see Cherish getting into a cab with a new guy. They, of course, follow her. All right, back to the cemetery. Tom sneaks in to see what's going on. He accidentally finds the secret underground entrance. We then see what happens to the victims. Is this a prequel to Night Trap?
Think of the poor, starving augurs.
Tom tries to leave, but... He tries to escape, but gets ambushed by Pavo. Tom fights back, and, one punch kinda takes out Pavo. Doesn't seem like that much of a threat. Terry goes to help, and the taxi driver splits. Pavo catches them, and the vampires move in for the kill. That is, until the fastest sunrise in history. This causes the vampires to retreat. It also causes the Gilligan's Island dream harp sound.
Back inside.
Wait, why is Reed still out in the sun? Oh, he has to do some slam poetry before disappearing.
I shall remember while the light lives yet, and in the night time I shall not forget.
The next day, Tom brings the law to the secret passage, but it's locked. They then leave him to be abducted by Captain Assblast. He wakes up underground, surrounded by vampires. The girls ask Reed if they can have some fun before they kill him.
The bird in the hand is worth its weight in gold.
I don't think that's the saying. Reed allows them on one condition.
Baba watch.
Ew!
One night with them, kill you anyway.
So Tom gets more goodness than he ever dreamed. Look, if you're gonna die, this could quite possibly be the greatest way to go. There is a lot of sex going on here that I cannot show you. Terry gears up to go on a rescue mission by loading up on garlic and crosses. So in between some slow-mo copulation, they show these paintings on the wall. I think this one is called Kiss the Go-Goat. The scene continues, and I'm not kidding, for 8 uninterrupted minutes. These vampires have tan lines. There is so much coitus going on, the girls have to take turns.
Whose turn is it? Whoever gets there first.
Terry arrives to save Tom. I don't think he wants to be saved. After a brief break, it's back to the sex.
Whose turn is it?
Not mine.
Not mine.
Not mine.
Yes, that means it's Pavo's turn! Terry tries to break in when Reed arrives to scare him off. That doesn't exactly instill fear in me, even with the addition of the rubber bats. Terry runs to the car and finds the cabbie is dead. Terry goes looking for the cab driver, Julio, to help him rescue Tom. The girls want to kill Tom, but Reed doesn't want to be a rude host.
We can't kill him when he's asleep.
After all that lovin', he's gonna be asleep for a while. Terry and Julio go to the graveyard, but Julio disappears. Pavo then scares the bejesus out of him. What a brave hero! Terry knocks out Pavo, but now he's chased by the vampires. He then does this old gag. Pavo is happy because he's now a vampire somehow. He's so excited he jumps up and down, which causes everything to collapse. Well, no wonder it's so easy to destroy. Whole building's made out of styrofoam. Terry kills the vampires and rescues Tom. Tom can't get out because these obviously heavy rocks are blocking the way. The guys get into the cab and oh no! Julio's a vampire! And Tom's a vampire! And Pavo's farting! Vampire Hookers was filmed in the late 70s in the Philippines. Filipino director Cirio Santiago made a number of these low-budget films, many in partnership with Roger Corman. This was not made with Corman, and it kinda shows. While yes, many of Corman's films are low-budget, this was extremely low-budget. The whole thing clocks in just about an hour and 10 minutes, with a good section of that being the extremely long love scene. John Carradine was the lead attraction as Richmond Reed, which is actually his real name. Richmond Reed Carradine. In the 1920s, he worked under the name Peter Richmond, and in 1935, he legally changed his name to John Carradine. He had crippling arthritis, which explains why his hands were so twisted. I've seen him in many movies, but I've never noticed it as much as I have here. Perhaps they just hide it better in the others. This was the third film for actor Trey Wilson, who played Terry. He was a comedic actor who starred in many films after this, like Raising Arizona, Twins, and Great Balls of Fire. His career was just starting to take off until it suddenly was cut short when he suffered a cerebral hemorrhage a few days before his 41st birthday. The films Miss Firecracker, Welcome Home, and The Silence of the Lambs are dedicated to his memory. Vic Diaz, often called the Jolly Evil Fat Man, was Pavo. Giant, goofy, and weird, he was one of the most recognizable character actors of the Philippines, starring in over 150 movies. What can I say about Vampire Hookers? It's a weird movie. Honestly, I was working on a video for Dragonheart when I discovered a whole ton of new information, so I had to shift gears since that one won't be ready for a while. I have a stockpile of insane exploitation movies on standby, and this was one of them I knew I could get together quickly. I figured I just got back and I didn't want to not put out anything. So, Vampire Hookers. It's a weaker entry from Cirio Santiago, but fun in a bizarre way. This is one where I don't recommend you rush out and see it, unless you really want to see that extended four-way with Tom and the vampires. If that's the case, go get your pavo on.
Go to bed.